Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. How are we all doing? I just want to give you an update this morning. And we're going to start with a post made by this lady called Vivian, as you can see on your screen. You know why? Because what she said here is somehow funny but interesting. Because many of us know that Nigerian government and the Southeast politicians, they love to call IPOB Biafrans Ndobonigwe. They have been forcing this on them, forcing it and pushing it, and it's not making any headway. And we now know that the same Nigerians who love to call IPOB or Igbo people Ogbunigwe and all that, just because they want to, they believe that calling Biafrans that we make them to be afraid or make people to be afraid to associate with IPOB or Biafran, anything has to do with the Biafran. But they are not succeeding because Westerners like American, European countries, nobody believe that. They know that it's just a political statement. IPOB are still protesting, having activities, registering office here and there, and nobody have prescribed them abroad apart from Nigerian government and Nigerian people. But today, due to the announcement of Donald Trump, just one single post where he shared his own concern based on the genocide going on against Christians, everywhere is now, running head scatter. Everybody wants to say something, and you cannot see people defending terrorism with their full chest simply because they have been a supporter or a sympathizer to terrorism. And these are people that used to call Biafrans names, IPOB, the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, like they normally say. So now Trump and American government is okay. We are coming down to go against terrorism and terrorists, of course. And all of a sudden, the people who prescribe IPOB, and I'm the one telling you, no, don't come. We have it's just a little challenges that we're having in our land. Some of them turn around and say, oh, IPOB are the one pushing this. Imagine a terror group pushing that America should go against terror group. So now, between between IPOB and you, who is now a terrorist? That's the way this lady put it. So let's go through it one after the other. So it may make more sense, okay, to you. She says the Nigerian government, along with some Nigerians, has labeled IPOB as a terrorist group, but now that the U.S. military is preparing to step into Nigeria to fight terrorism, it is surprising to see that only IPOB members and Indibo are happy and welcoming their arrival. Meanwhile, the same government and other Nigerians who called IPOB terrorists are suddenly against American coming to fight those supposed terrorists. So it leaves an ordinary person wondering, who are the real terrorists in this story? Very, very interesting question. Who is the person? I mean, you remember what I just said when I started, right? Then, judging by that, who do you think now is the terrorist? Oh, your guess is good as mine. Like I said, I don't want this video to be too long, meaning that we will try our best to make it snappy. Remember, they have paraded the news in a falsehood that Igbos are the one pushing this, Igbos are the one pushing this, Igbos are the one doing this and doing that. Okay, now a Benue man, those who come from the place where the massacre is, is being carried out every now and then. And it happened that this our brother here from Benue State have I think he has long leg. He is one of those that in fact, you hear his story, his involvement in making sure that this cry, this report get American and penetrate to White House. All right, and Ogekere somehow, somewhere, claiming claiming that he's the one making this to happen. Now, this man is a Benue person. He says, so Benue people in America spreaded this He says, take your flowers. They spearheaded it because why? They are the one witnessing it. Like they are the victim here. So when you say when the guy said, so Benue people in America spearheaded this, so who do you think that did it before? This one said, I thought it is Igbo people who will already be Biafran because you were because why were you claiming the glory in the beginning? Nobody claimed anything. And the truth is this: what happened in America, or the reason why America is not talking, is not because of one person report. Let me just put it out there. It's not because of one person report. So if you hear anybody telling you that because of me, it's done, don't believe that person. Like what Ogekere is trying to do. Everybody has made reports with in a different tone, but in 1 minute. Like the cry is not here. IPOB, USB, IPOB, did they make any? Maybe during the time of us in America, you understand? Then USB government is reporting, doing all they can. Do you understand? And some other people. So the one Ogekere is parading himself, and he is just laughable, to be honest with you. You know why his own is not you can if you count it, that is that you are accomplice to what he has committed or what he's doing, or you are just ignorant of who he is. A man who said that he's having Congress briefing, Congress hearing, and whatever he do, he named it, was not able to pull out one person from Congress, not even a representative. That says a lot. But I'm not here for that though. I just want to remind you that. So let's hear from this Benue man what he says about before we move to another thing. Listen.
By 12:29.
No, start from the beginning. Start from the beginning.
Oh my God! So I'm very excited, very excited that President Trump has finally designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. You see, on Tuesday this week, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, around 11 a.m. Oklahoma time, that's Central Standard Time, United States, I got a call from Jesse Sutherland, the policy advisor to the senior senator from Oklahoma, Senator James Lankford. That's one of the signatories to Senator Ted Cruz's bill. The message was just simple and direct. Frank, can you write a reminder to the letter sent to this office to be forwarded to the Department of State? So the Department of State, that is the office of the Secretary of State of the United States, Marco Rubio, was asking for a reminder because they don't want to act so moto. They want to act as a response to a call made by Nigerians. So I wrote that letter immediately and sent to the office of Senator James Lankford. That was on Tuesday, October 28, 2025. And today, which is Friday, October 31st, 2025, by 12:29 p.m., Jesse Sunderland, the policy advisor to Senator Lankford, called me. And his message was just direct. Hold on, the senator wants to speak with you. And Senator Lankford was like, friend, the president has just designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern. So I want to thank all those Nigerians who have been advocating for this, starting with my bishop, the bishop of the Catholic Diocese of Makurdi, Bishop Anagbe, and all the Reverend Fathers of Benue origin in the United States here, and very particularly to the guys at Equipping the Persecuted, very great man, Judge Saul, who has been there for Nigerian persecuted Christians, the guys at Truth Nigeria, Doug Barton, who himself was a former staff of the State Department, and Mike Arnold, and of course all the senators and the House of Rep members. Trump has officially designated Nigeria as a country of particular concern, which was our call. When Yerwata happened on June 13 and 14, I told myself that Yerwata would be the catalyst for a lot of things to happen to shake the very foundation of Nigeria in the war against terrorism, especially Fulani terrorism. and the genocide against Christians in Nigeria. Yerota served as a catalyst. The killings of 13 and 14. And so I want to say, my kinsmen in their graves, they'll be happy that the world is taking an action over the genocide that has happened. But very importantly, we so much desire this country, or particular this concerned destination, because it will change a lot of things. First of all, a lot of people were asking the implications. I've said it in several of my videos. There'll be trade embargo in Nigeria, there'll be arms. They're not doing anything with the arms. They're giving arms to soldiers, and soldiers are just shooting in the sky anytime this Fulani comes to kill people. Nigeria will be crying for.
Which soldier are you talking about? Anyway, I don't want to play further because I just wanted to hear, his own side of the story. He is one of the people who actually made this happen. You understand what I mean? And it did not end there. I want to share with us, when you hear about terrorism, it's not something that you can just write, look at. It's okay. It's a male talk. People are not serious about it. I'm going to read it from Somoto Okonkwo, who says, the particular Fulani guy this particular Fulani guy is consistently on TikTok, posting videos of himself and his terrorist gang displaying ransom money, AK-47 rifles, okay, walking and talking, and other criminals other criminals. I don't know what I mean by that. Okay, walking and talkings and other criminals items. He has even deleted some of the video after Nigerian flooded his comment section. Yet you wonder why President Trump is accusing Nigeria of colluding with these terrorists. One cannot help but question why the DSS has failed to track and arrest him. It is impossible to believe they have not seen those videos. That is from Somoto. Though Somoto, I don't know where he stands though, but you know what I mean. So the video of the guy that he's talking about is what we are watching now. Okay. So this is the video. I don't know if they put copyright on that, so I'm not gonna continue playing that. Then you when check this one, it's still playing the same music as well. Do you understand? So this is what I don't know if the. Let me see if I can turn down the volume so that you'll be able to, watch it without any sound. All right. Let's see. So you can see the guy here. Pay attention. I don't want to. If I zoom it this way, you may not see his picture, like his face. So let's just manage this way. All right. You see the guy holding rifle, and so many of them, a very young guy for that matter, Fulani people. Now, look at this one. Look at him here. So you can see it, right? You come down here, this is ransom, the money that they talked about. Let's play this one. These are people that went to DSS that went to Kenya to track Mass Namonikana down, but they're unable to track these their brothers that receive ransom money. You get the point. You can see that they're not hiding their faces. Then tomorrow somebody will tell you that it's not Fulani, that it is Ibolani. Then we come here, watch this one. So the future is not something that you can deny. It is real. But the question is, what is DSS and Nigerian security are doing about it? Absolutely nothing. So I just want to put it out there. This is morning, like I said. I'm not gonna say much. Tell me what you think about it. What do you learn from this video? Are you one of those who say that the Fulanis are not doing anything that Ibolani? Or can you see what we are seeing? Anyway, make sure you like the video. Let me know in the comment section. God bless you and take care. Bye bye for now.